Hey everyone, it's Colin bringing you this week's Coach's Corner. This week we're going to talk about power training. What is it? What are we doing when we're training, and where we're going to use it? So power training is a little different than strength training. Think about strength training as exerting a force on an object. Okay, power training is exerting a force, but by time. Okay, how quickly you can exert this force. And if you think about what you do on your sports field, it's expressions of power all over the place. You don't move really slowly. There's very few sports, maybe like wrestling, where the two people are pushing together and it's really strength and we're trying to overcome a force, versus in sports, a lot of times it's stick your foot in the ground, change direction, who can move quicker and more powerfully. So there's a lot of different ways we can work on this. The strength is really important, and it'll help support our power training. A stronger person should be able to move more powerfully to a point. There's a certain area where too much strength is too much because you're spending way too much time on that skill, and we should be focusing on how quickly you can move it. So things that we use for power training is we have a power section and on most of our lifts that are focused on basically body weight. Okay, body weight and light implement, we'll call it. So jumping over hurdles, sprinting, speed and agility is of all expressions of power. Medicine ball work is a big one we use for upper body power development in our athletes in a safe and effective way. Adults, you guys can use those as well. And then when we look at other ways we develop power is we load this motion and we try to make you move fast. So think of our Olympic lifts. So we're teaching athletes how to clean a weight up onto their shoulders, so they have to drive into it, express a force as quickly as they can to get that bar up onto their shoulders, and then we slowly load it, and with the goal being it needs to move fast. The bar needs to move fast. Another exercise we do with that is snatches, where we're throwing the weight up overhead and we're trying to drive from our hip, being powerful, flying that bell up overhead. Kettlebell swings is another one. There's a lot of exercises we can do that we use power, but the best ones are sprinting. That's a great expression of power. It's the fastest thing we could do in our training zone. And then everything else starts going down a little bit slower. You can only move so fast. If you're doing a squat really quickly, you can only move fast. And it's probably not a great tool to develop power. So that's how we use it. You can overuse it. We don't want to spend way too much time on power and we're not strong. So we've got to figure out what the balance is of how strong is strong and how powerful, how much time we want to spend on power. A lot of our athletes can be really can be quite explosive, but they don't have the body armor that you develop from strength training, and they get injured a lot. They get kind of bumped around, pushed around. So you've got to have both in your program. So there you go. If you got any questions about power training and how we train our athletes, we'd love to have your athlete come and try a session. Let me know, and we will get them set up.